Everybody, welcome back to another Livezone Sports. We are back like we never left, and we are in NBA playoff season. Yes, sir. Right here today, we're going to be talking about our brackets for the first round of the NBA playoffs. Mazzi, let me know what we got for some matchups.
Absolutely. We got the NBA playoffs here. Honestly, this April, May, June, every year, best time in sports. Couldn't be happier with the matchups that we got going on. First matchup we're looking at is in the Western Conference. We got the Oklahoma City Thunder going up against the winner of the Pelicans versus the Kings game coming up tomorrow night for us where we're recording right now. Thunder against the Kings or the Pelicans. Either way for me, I think it's the Thunder all day. Whether it's 5 games, 6 games, to be determined. I don't think they go 7 in this first round with whichever team they play. The only worry I do have is the Kings a little bit. Here's my thinking on this. Thunder are the Kings from about 4 years ago going into the playoffs. And their inexperience, they were playing very well, but their inexperience led to their downfalls in the playoffs. That could happen with that matchup. I don't think it's going to happen, but it really could. So I have the Thunder taking it over no matter what in that round. In the first round against the Pelicans or the Kings, Livezone. I want to know, who do you have moving forward, but also, do you think the Thunder have anything to worry about in this first round, regardless of who they play?
I think the Thunder are in some trouble right now because as of right now, like you said, they're matching up with the Thunder from a few years ago. They're matching up with the Sacramento Kings, the young team that has experience now, right? They have DeMontis Sabonis. They have De'Aaron Fox. They have Keegan Murray. They have Harrison Barnes. I'm liking what I'm seeing in Sacramento. I think that they're going to beat the Pelicans, and then I think that they're going to upset the number 1 seed, and I think that you're going to see the Kings move forward into the second round after 7 games.
Now, do you think if they end up playing the Pelicans, they have any trouble with that series?
Absolutely not. Without Zion, I think that that's a wash. I think it's a sweep. I think that the OKC Thunder sweep the Pelicans. Based off of not having Zion Williamson, I don't think that Brandon Ingram and CJ McCollum are enough to carry the team over.
Absolutely. I have to agree with you there. We're going to look at the next matchup, which is the 2 and the 7 seed, the Denver Nuggets hosting the LA Lakers and LeBron James, Anthony Davis, Jokic, Murray, Gordon, still the same team. Pope, Caldwell Pope out there too, balling out. Everybody, Porter, everybody you need back for Denver to make another run. You got the LA Lakers, obviously LeBron, Anthony Davis making it in through the play-in. Livezone. Who do you have taking this series, the Nuggets or the Lakers?
I think it's pretty self-explanatory here. I think that the Nuggets take this matchup. I think that the Lakers are no chance for the likes of Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokic to begin with, not even mentioning Aaron Gordon, not mentioning Michael Porter, not mentioning Caldwell Pope, not mentioning their bench like Chris Braun and everything like that. I think that the Denver Nuggets are a very scary team, and I think that it's going to be a little bit closer than it was last year. But I still think that the Denver Nuggets take this in 6 games. I just can't see LeBron moving forward. If LeBron was matched up with somebody else, if they ended up losing and going into the play-in against and going against OKC in the first round, I feel like they would have made it. But unfortunately, they ran into the defending champs. I have the Denver Nuggets winning in 6.
You know, it's LeBron James for a reason. You can't count him out of anything, really. You can't say it's 100% one way if he's on the other side of the floor, no matter what you say. I think he'll get a game or two in this series for sure. But ultimately, the Nuggets are built for the postseason. That team is stacked deep through the regular season. They don't stress through the regular season. They get their wins when they need them, and they don't push for too much so they don't end up tiring themselves out or working into an injury. They've done it before where they've got injured, and now they've learned how to load management through the season. That's why they're always ready for this playoff run. They're dangerous, like you said. Denver probably taking this series in 5-6. I could be a sweep, but I do think Braun will get one or two. A sweep would be crazy, but give me the Nuggets moving forward for sure in that matchup. So then we're gonna hop over to the 3-6 matchup, which is gonna be the Timberwolves and the Phoenix Suns. Live zone. We got Anthony Edwards looking like a young uh, conversation goer in the Kobe Michael Jordan debate. If he can get some championships and some deep playoff runs behind his belt as well and prove that he's that dog in the regular season, he's that dog. We got to see it in the postseason now. This is where they're made. This is where the mentalities are made. This is where people become greats. It's self-explanatory. Do you see the Timberwolves making it past the Phoenix Suns in this first round matchup?
I 110% do. I think that the Phoenix Suns are the weakest team in the western side of the playoffs. I think the LA Lakers are more dangerous than the Phoenix Suns are. I really do. I think that the Minnesota Timberwolves have this. I think they're going to cruise through this side of the playoffs, and I have the Minnesota Vikings. Cut that out. I have the Minnesota Timberwolves actually sweeping the Phoenix Suns.
Again, there's not much to debate in this Western Conference. Some of these they are what they are. It's going to be an interesting series. I think it's going to be closer than we might expect. I don't think it's going to be a sweep because Cat, Anthony Edwards, I think a little of they have a bad game or two in a stretch of 6 games for sure. And I think that's definitely going to happen with this team. I think it's 5-6 again, but definitely going with the Timberwolves. I don't think the Suns are really that strong. Yes, they have Booker. Yes, they have Durant, but we've been saying that all season and they finished sixth. So, I don't see a future for the Suns making it far in this playoffs at all past the first round. Give me the Timberwolves in 5. Um, Moving forward, we have one more matchup in the West. My favorite matchup in the West specifically going to be the Clippers and the Mavericks 4-5 live zone. Who do you have in the 4-5?
I'm gonna have to go with the Clippers. I've been riding their tail all season. At first, I thought that this James Harden trade was going to be a wash for the Clippers. You weren't going to see the same team make the playoffs and go far and everything like that. But James Harden, Russell Westbrook, they have proven me wrong once again. Russell Westbrook coming as the spark off the bench. James Harden being the facilitator that's needed. Then you have Kawhi and Paul George that can go get you buckets. You have Zubac that goes and gets you rebounds. I'm liking what I really see. And you have Norman Powell. Don't forget about him because he's in the corner with the 3 ball, right? So there's a lot of ball movement on this team. There's a lot of sparks. There's a lot of energy. I'm liking what I'm seeing from the LA Clippers. I do like the Mavericks team. I just don't think that they are deep enough to run with this Clippers team. And I think that there's very few teams that can run with this Clippers team right now. So I'm going to go with the LA Clippers. I'm going to go 7 games with this one, though.
There you have it. LA Clippers right there from Live Zone. Now, you look at the Clippers. Yes, you have the Harden. You got the Westbrook. You got the Leonard and the George. Everybody putting up buckets. It's a well-balanced team. It's a good team. I think this series comes down to whether the Mavericks are hitting on their threes or not. And if they're hitting, I think they take this series from the Clippers for sure. Um, Mavericks with Luka, Kyrie, they haven't proved it in the playoffs before. So I'm betting on them to get it done this time based on past history and it not working out. I think this Mavericks team is more likely to win 4 games by them scoring more points than the Clippers are winning 4 games of shutting them down, in my eyes. So I do see it going 7 games, but I'm taking the Mavericks to beat the Clippers in 7 games.
Wow. All right. I mean, that's the Western side. Now we're gonna head over to the more crucial side. We're gonna head over to the Eastern Conference. Mazzi, you got the matchups right in front of you. Let me know what we got.
So we got the Celtics facing off against the winner of the Heat Bulls game. Either way it goes, live zone. Do you have the Celtics easily moving past these teams?
Oh, 110%. This is the Boston Celtics year. If they don't win a championship, this team is a bust. And it's a championship or bust. It is time to see Jason Tatum with a ring on his finger from the NBA Finals. This is the year for Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. I have the Celtics cruising by. I think that they're going to win in 5.
So, history with the Heat, Celtics in these past years. I have a little worry, but not that they're going to lose the series. I do think it'll be a competitive series if it goes against the Heat, but they don't have Jimmy Butler, so it goes even further down. Definitely Celtics in 6. If it goes to 6 in either one of these series, I'll be a little surprised for sure. If Bulls end up 6 games against the Celtics, I'm gonna be asking what the hell is going on. If the Heat make it 6 and Celtics get it done, I'll be like, all right, that wasn't the best, but I'll take it. Should be handled, either team, 5 games. Celtics moving on easily. Like you said, if this team doesn't get a ring this year, 64 wins, blowing everybody out of the water, at least 13 games ahead of the second place team in the Eastern Conference. No contest for the second half of the season. You knew the Celtics were going to be the 1 seed pretty much.
Yep.
Crazy year. Okay, they always seem to do this in the regular season. Now it's time to get one done in the postseason. You have to get it done this year. Sorry there's that much pressure, but it is what it is. That's how I feel. So Celtics in 5.
Pressure makes diamonds. You
Yep.
know what I mean?
Yep.
So I hear you with the Celtics. I 110% agree. I think it's Celtics all day.
So we have the 2-7 seed, and it's a seed you might have seen coming, but maybe not in the positions they're in. You have the 2 seed New York Knicks going up against the 7 seed Philadelphia 76ers. At the beginning of the year, if you asked me where these teams would land in the playoffs, I might have had the Sixers at 2 and the Knicks at 7. Oh, Jalen Brunson came to town, came to play all year long. No Julius Randle going into the postseason, though. So, Joel Embiid coming back for the 76ers and everybody coming into a groove on that team. Do you think it's upset alert in this series? The Philadelphia 76ers can take down these Knicks?
I don't think so. I think, with or without Julius Randle, you still have to account for the people that's around Jalen Brunson. You have OG Anunoby. You have Josh Hart. You have a lot of key pieces there that play great defense. Of course, Joel is going to do his thing. I expect it from him. I don't expect anything less of him. But how in the world are you going to stop Jalen Brunson after being snubbed off of the USA team? That's what I'm looking at. Jalen Brunson's coming for the whole Eastern Conference, and he's going to come with vengeance. And I have Jalen Brunson beating the Philadelphia 76ers in 7.
This matchup is the tale of 2 cities that I have no faith in. 2 franchises, sorry, let me put it that way. The Philadelphia 76ers are choke city with Joel Embiid in the playoffs. The New York Knicks, forever, for a very long time, have been non-existent in the playoffs or choke city in the playoffs as well. So, franchise-wise, tough decision. You're looking at the players. I do agree with you and Jalen Brunson and what you're saying. He's coming for blood. I think it's the Knicks all day in this series for sure. I do think the 76ers have a chance, but Jalen Brunson on a mission. I don't think there's anything going to stop him in the first round. I think he's so focused on this. He has enough time to get very focused on this and get in the mindset for this series alone and not look past it. I think Knicks take this series in 6 games. I don't think it goes
Okay.
7, but definitely Knicks. Moving on. Moving forward for our bracket, we have the 3-6 matchup, and that's the Milwaukee Bucks and the Indiana Pacers. Livezone. I personally know exactly what you're going to say, but I know the viewers want to hear what you're going to say. Who do you have moving on in this matchup?
Well, the key thing that you have to realize is that there is no Giannis in this series. Giannis is hurt. So, with that being said, I think that pulls a lot for a gritty Indiana Pacers team that is ready to win now. Pascal Siakam, you brought him in for a reason. Obi Toppin is now in the starting lineup, even though he should be your sixth man, right? You have Aaron Nesmith that can go and get you a bucket. You have Tyrese Halliburton that can go and get you a bucket, or he could dish it off because he's a facilitator too. He is the nowadays Magic Johnson, and it's not even close, right? And then you have Miles Turner, one of the better centers in the league. I'm liking what I'm seeing from the Indiana Pacers coming into this home stretch, going into the playoffs. I like what I'm seeing from the coach. I like what I'm seeing from the game plan. I love the defense that I'm seeing. The ball movement's there. The shooting is there. I can't go against the Indiana Pacers without Giannis on the other side. So for that reason, I'm going to say that the Indiana Pacers take this in 6 games.
Yeah, no Giannis for the Bucks changes the whole perspective of the series. I think it's a gritty series, like you said, and that's exactly what the Indiana Pacers need to have against this Bucks team. If it's the role players and not the key players on the Bucks getting it done, it's essentially an old Portland Trailblazers team with Damian Lillard leading the squad, going up against a Pacers team. So it's a normal 6 seed going up against a normal 6 seed. I think it's an even playing field in my eyes. I think the Pacers for sure. Tyrese Halliburton is the only dude in the league giving you 15 or more assists. And you're just like, yeah, I expected it. So that's the only dude in the league. You're right with the Magic Johnson stuff. I think he's got a lot more to do, but before he's on that level, but you can chirp him a little with that. I do see this series going 7 games though. It's going to be a gritty series. I do have the Pacers winning in 7. Without Giannis there, that's the difference for me. I had this series going 7 games anyways, even with Giannis there, because of the grit of the Pacers and the respect. I gave them 3 wins against this Milwaukee team because I think they could go out there and get it at home, especially. But with that 4th game on the road, if Giannis was there, I think they lose. But now 4th game on the road, no Giannis, just Dame time to worry about. But you guys can do what you got to do. I think they go in there and
Yeah.
upset them.
Yeah, I definitely 110% agree with you, especially with Tyrese. I think that, everybody forgot what Tyrese did in the regular season. I don't think that's being looked at all. And I think that, a lot of people are betting against them when in reality they should be betting for them because in all respect in the Eastern Conference right now, other than the Boston Celtics, this is the deepest team in the East. I really do think that. They have a good 7, 8, 9 players that can go out and get you a bucket when needed. Tyrese Halliburton does not need to be on the floor. And it's just a lot of ball movement. There's a lot of things that go right in the Indiana Pacers game right now that I just can't bet against.
Absolutely. Have to agree with you there. We have one more matchup in the East to round out the first round of the NBA playoffs. Cavaliers versus the Orlando Magic. Really good matchup, honestly. A quiet sleeper, if I'm being honest. Live zone. You have the Cavs and the Magic. Do you think Paolo can get it done first career playoffs, first round, against the Cavs. Can he get it done?
I, you know, before I even get into that, I do want to say that this is probably going to be the best series in the first round. I really do think that. I think either way, no matter what way you look at it, this series is going 7 games. But when it comes to that winner in that seventh game, I am picking the Orlando Magic. Paulo Banchero and Franz Wagner have been leading this team all season. Young talent right next to him with Cole Anthony and Wendell Carter Jr. And everybody else that's around the team. Even Mo Wagner, which is Franz Wagner's brother, is there. So, me personally, I've watched the Magic this whole season and dissected their game inch by inch. Jalen Suggs is going to be a problem in this playoffs to go against. He is one of, if not the best defender in the NBA playoffs right now. And that's the thing that I'm looking at. Who's going to make a difference for the Cavaliers the same way that Jalen Suggs is going to make a difference for the Orlando Magic? With that being said, I have them winning in 7. I like the Orlando Magic.
No disagreements over here. Completely agree with everything you just said. I think it's a 7 game series any way you slice it for sure. Obviously a 7 game series. Either way, it's a coin flip at the end of the day. I think Paulo is gonna get it done, and I see the Magic in 7 games getting this done exactly for the same reasons that you said. Their role players have been putting up points and getting buckets at key times, key plays all season. That's exactly what you asked for. And I think it's going to carry over because they haven't gotten the recognition. They haven't gotten the praise. They haven't been talked
Exactly.
about. It's business as usual for the team.
Yep.
We're counted out again. Okay, we're not going to do this. Well, we're going to do it and just keep walking. So I think that's what the Magic are going to do. And I think the Magic are a sleeper in this playoffs if they get the right matchups to find their way to maybe even a Eastern Conference Finals. But if they get
Yes.
Celtics next round, it's game.
Yeah.
But if the Pacers win and match up against the Celtics and they get the Knicks, that could be
Well,
a problem.
that's the thing. If the Orlando Magic get in and the New York Knicks don't, which I'm not betting on, then the Orlando Magic will be the second highest seed in the Eastern Conference at that point.
Yeah,
So they would meet the Boston Celtics in the Eastern Conference Finals. I think whatever way that you put it, Paulo Banchero is a star. He is a stud in the league, and he has a true second option in Franz Wagner right next to him. The Orlando Magic are set perfectly for the future, and with having Jalen Suggs as that gritty defensive player that nobody wants to see on the court, I gotta take them. There's no way you don't.
absolutely. There you have it. Some predictions, some analysis, some chopping it up. Thanks for listening with us. I'm Mazzi. That's Live Zone. Stay tuned.
Yes, sir.